Promote your brand here at Viral Hip Hop News. Hit me, Sam Ant, at dlsmediainc1@gmail.com, dlsmediainc1@gmail.com. Let's go. Hot off the presses. Grab your exclusive merch at the Viral Hip Hop Shop. Protect your energy at all costs. And you tired of all these self-proclaimed goats? Well, be a goat killer exclusively at the Viral Hip Hop Shop. Link in the description.
Other brands and, brands that he's already associated with would start pulling away, disassociating themselves from Diddy. And the first one, which is his biggest, Revolt, he stepped down of a company that he owns. But I'm sure they got board members and stuff like that. So what's your thoughts on that, man? Diddy stepping down, man, as chairman of Revolt.
A lot of people, when we talked about it last week, kind of called us crazy about that, honestly. It was weird that I got a lot of comments about, oh, y'all tripping, Revolt ain't this, Revolt ain't that when it comes into play. And it's like, oh, really? Y'all haven't been paying attention the last few years of what they be taking away from people when shit goes down. So, pretty serious.
Yeah.
This is pretty serious. Now, when we talking about billionaire status and we start talking about different ventures and different avenues of revenue, this is a big one, right? This also makes you beg the question on, and like I alluded to last week, if he has people and investors that they bought into, did they have a sit-down meeting and say, all right, listen, either you walk away gracefully or we make you leave because you're bad for business right now.
Yep.
And you got to go. I don't care how much of this and that. No, this shit's bad for business. And if you don't want Breakfast Club and if you don't want Drink Champs and you don't want the conferences and you don't want the concerts and everything else that comes with Revolt to be at risk, you better get up out of here.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. And I seen something, I should have screenshotted it. I was looking for it. Something to do with a charter program or a charter school or something like that Diddy's involved with. They also broke ties with him.
Oh, his charter school he got.
They broke ties with him.
Ooh, because it don't look good.
It's getting real, man.
Yeah, it don't look good. Yeah, and we talked about, again, we talked about this last week.
Yep.
Brought this up. I asked the question, I'm like, yo, because you see it. And then we've seen this play before. Brands, and that's the real power in this thing is brands and advertising dollar and money and things like that are tied to other brands. 50 Cent was even joking today. He said, Cadillac and AT&T are going to pull out. So they must be somebody that's associated with Diddy, Revolt. And like these brands, it's the trickle down effect because it may not be right now that anybody starts going at AT&T or Cadillac or the charter school, but next week, next month, they may say, well, look, the shareholders or the customers may say, how are you going to be funding or associated with a company with a man like this that did this? Exactly. They're saying that the discovery alone was going to bury Diddy. Like it was so much stuff that came out. Witnesses were going to come out. It would have been ugly, ugly, ugly for Diddy. So again, this is not going to be the first and it damn sure ain't going to be the last because I see more residual effect coming from the mere allegations.
Yeah, speaking on not being the last, Capital Preparatory Schools, I got a statement here from Dr. Steve Perry himself. Following a comprehensive evaluation, a decision has been made to end the partnership between Capital Preparatory Schools and Sean Combs. While this decision was not made lightly, we firmly believe it is the best interest of our organization's health and future. This is going to happen, bro.
Wow.
It's getting real.
Wow.
It's getting real. And we asked the question to our brother Andrew Wyatt, and okay, we see what's happening in the courts, and we see what's happening in civil, and we even asked the lawyer we had on, we see what's going on as far as if this will go criminal or not, but how does this affect him in the court of public opinion? Because in public opinion, he's getting absolutely diced up like lettuce.
Man.
And now we're seeing that residual effect of how public perception, because he's been found guilty of nothing, but a lot of stuff is being talked about, and a lot of people know, okay, he might not have been found guilty, but we know he did it, and that's just ringing in everybody's head. And now, look, it's crazy.
I'm starting to get the inclination from just listening and talking to people that a lot of people think that he did this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and it's like his bodyguard, his former head of security, is ready to talk. And I'm not talking about Gene Deal. He's been speaking. He's been talking. Talking about Roger Bonds. He kind of already, put it out there that he had to, stop Diddy on a few times from whooping on Cassie. That's already out there. It will be so many other witnesses, I think, that'll come forward, man. And a lot of people say the chickens are coming home to roost. Is that the case for Diddy? Are the chickens coming home to roost on Diddy?
Still too early to say, but
Right.
when it looks, it's raining down on him. Like Cassie set off a firestorm, and it's like either she made people feel safe to talk, or they seen a crack in the door and they put their Timbs on and start busting that mother effer down.
Right.
Either way, holy shit! Once a year we see somebody just put on a pedestal and just highlighted for all the disgusting things that they allegedly done. Who's next? I mean, we ain't even done with Diddy. I don't even want to go ahead in the future and say who's next, but this is almost the equivalent of a rapper getting murdered. Like,
Damn.
you can pretty much bank that somebody's gonna get caught up in something, and that status of power will be taken away. It's not a question of when; it's a question of who.
And is it, in your opinion, is it the fact that Diddy maybe is too arrogant, too cocky, he got too rich, that he's kind of being, targeted now? Too
Targeted
rich.
now. Okay, so let's. I want to play some hypotheticals, right? Let's say he did it. Let's say the people in power knew he did it.
Right.
And let's say the people in power kept everybody quiet, everybody cool, allowed him
Yeah.
to be able to walk around with immunity, or what's the word? I can't think of the word right now.
Right.
But walk around basically free to do and say whatever he wanted. He was good.
Right.
And let's say something happened between somebody and a disagreement occurred, and all right, blah blah blah, and somebody said, all right, now that's gone. Let's open that up. And now all of a sudden he realizes he's not as strong. See, a lot of people that they talk about conspiracy theories when it comes to this stuff, but this type of stuff is real, dog.
I think it was a Surratt thing as far as him moving and going after Surratt for the whole racial discrimination thing. And it may have been real, right? I don't know. But I just think that in this country, from my experience, it seems like it's frowned upon for anybody black to really flex their muscle. And when I mean flex their muscle, like really try to exercise some power. And that's what he did when he did that. Now, I could be totally wrong. Maybe I'm on the conspiracy stuff. But I believe personally, as soon as he went after that company that's worth, who knows, worth more than Diddy, obviously, because he had to go to them to get the brand going and whatnot. This company, I think it's Diego Spirits that owns Surratt, other, big brands and whatnot. Maybe they pushed the button on him. Maybe they, because another thing I can kind of compare this to is when they said that Bill Cosby tried to purchase NBC. It's like, how dare you? Like, you think you're getting too big, and again, a power move, whatever the power move may be, whether it's to go buy a network, whether it's to, try to go after another company. I just feel like that, and I've seen those examples too many times to think that it's anything other than that. But or it just could be he's a creep, and now the skeleton's now coming out the closet because it's just that time.
Let me ask you this, because every situation is isolated, right? And we talk about when black people in power, when they try to flex their muscle or something or try to show a certain level of power, they get dropped off a pedestal. We talked about Dr. Cosby, NBC. In this situation with Diddy, right? Do you think that it's a situation where he tried to flex his muscle with Ciroc and now they're trying to railroad him, or they're opening up skeletons that he created himself? And if that's the case, if he created himself, then how do we look at that? Because even though we believe he's being railroaded, right? I think we both can agree that something.
In certain cases, certain instances, yeah.
But do you think that it's because he really did something and they had something on him, or are they trying to railroad him?
I think it's both. I think it's a little bit of both. I think that some of the stuff is true, but I think that when you start seeing the different people that coming out from the 91 and shit like that, it's just like the trickle down, the collateral damage effect of like, all right, like you said, the cracks open. Now let's bust this shit open. Like, all right, Cassie came through. We're going to bring some more people. And again, it sounds like some shit that could be out of a movie, right? That this happens. But stranger things have happened. So I believe it's that. I believe that, yeah, he did some foul shit and it's coming back. But also I feel like, all right, now it's the opportunity now presents itself for the elite or the powers that be, whoever, now to say, all right, let's destroy this dude now. Like, we got the doors open. Let's kick that bitch open.
Yeah, I agree. I think that there's some level of truth to this in the person that he is, you know what I'm saying? And I think that some of it is like, okay, we seen this opportunity, now we're going to turn it up to 50. Like, let's go.
A lot of things people were saying was that Jay-Z was next. It's kind of hard to do. Who was like next or what? But
Right.
if this is the pattern, if this is what's going on, could Jay-Z possibly be next in this whole, because I mean he's the head honcho out of all this shit.
I don't want to wish it on him.
Nah,
Definitely don't want to wish it on him. But
nah.
and it don't have to. Man, God willing, we doing this podcast in 10 years and something like this go down. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think it'll happen tomorrow. I don't think it'll happen next week. Right.
Right.
I don't think he'll be the next one.
Right.
But if he is one of them, then everything that we've been talking about, speculating over these years doing this show, just comes up.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Do I think he's next? I wanna say that he's not. But like I said, if he is, boy, man. If it's 10 years from now, we might have to knock the dust off this motherfucker and just come on and do a show, talk about it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Man, I don't know. That'd be crazy. Do
Yeah.
you? What you think?
Man, I would say he may not be next, but somebody's going to be on the chopping block again
Right.
real soon. It's just a part of this history, man, in America. It's like we can probably go back, for even old entertainers and all the way up until now, your Michael Jacksons, your Bill Cosbys, and I think as the people grow and evolve, it's just new subjects. Like they put new players into position and new people that they can say, all right, boom. We even seen shit with like Trey Songz and like Chris Brown and Usher in little certain times and stuff. So you just got to be really squeaky clean. I think at the end of the day, it's one thing for you to do this shit and it be coming out. It's another thing for you not to have done anything and it's just lies. So we got to kind of try to juggle that because we weren't there. And because we seen people that have been falsely accused, and we seen people that are creeps and that did it, so we kind of juggle that shit, when speaking about it. So I don't want to put that on Jay's name, but people are starting to say that. But we'll see if it does happen, we'll cover it for you.
Yeah.